Are we actually going to see 1 to 2 feet of snow dropped across the south and up the east coast? We'll talk about it. Parts of the mid-Atlantic and New England are on snow watch for Christmas Eve. Multiple storms will continue to head into the northwest, and some snow will be brought back down into the southern Rockies. And here's our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. That means it's going to be hot. All right, let's talk about the weather. First off, temps are extremely below average across the east right now. You can see from South Florida all the way up to Maine, anywhere from 10, 15, 20 degrees below average. And up in inner New England, it's even colder than that. Some places are seeing 25 to 30 degrees below average. That cold air will stick around, as you can see, until about Christmas. Although parts of the northern mid-Atlantic and New England could hold some of those below average temperatures until about the 29th or 30th. And that is when we'll see some zonal ridging, and from coast to coast, we will be hot. Now, the Euro has done pretty well this season, so where do we expect to see snow on Christmas Eve? You can see if you're anywhere within this boundary, you have a chance. Although again, where you see these blues, it's much more likely you could just see a dusting into areas like New York City and Philly, and Boston as well. As you can see with the NAM, it really doesn't want to put any of that snow near the coast. And the HRRR is somewhere between the Euro and the NAM, although it also really wants to keep most of that snow inland. But hey, for northwestern PA, much of upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, you could definitely see some snow falling and accumulating Christmas Eve. This Clipper system moving through tomorrow does look like it could drop a decent amount of snow from central to northern Michigan. Does this make it down to Detroit? Maybe, although I wouldn't get your hopes up. I think that might just be a dusting down there, if anything. And what is happening out west? Well, a constant stream of moisture. We got one system moving in. Here's another one right behind it. We'll have another one tailing that as well. We are beginning to enter a weak La Nina, so this is very typical to see as we move deeper and deeper into winter. This is the Euro's projection of the snowfall we could see over the next 5 days out west. You can see from the Sierra Nevadas up to the Cascades, you can see anywhere from 2 to 3 feet of snow. And then out here in the Rockies and the higher elevations, we're talking about probably more of a foot to a foot and a half. And because of all this ridging we still have out west, we have a lot of above average temperatures. Much of this snow will not see low elevation. And of course, if it's not snow falling out here for you, it is heavy, heavy rainfall, especially from Northern California up the Oregon and Washington coast. Some of these models even show 7 to 8 inches of rain over the next 5 days. That is a lot of rainfall. The day after Christmas, I do think we have to keep our eyes on the southern plains. We could have a system developing here that could produce some severe weather. It's looking less and less bullish right now. It looked a lot more intense a few days ago, but again, still a spot we have to watch. And even if we don't see any really severe thunderstorms or tornadoes from the system, it could drop a ton of rainfall in a very short period of time. So flash flooding could be another risk, but like I said, we'll keep our eye on it. And now we get to the fun part of the video, like I do every time, and we're going to talk about something a little bit farther out. The GFS was showing this before, now the Euro is showing it, but a lot of people have been talking about this potential southern snowstorm to start off January or approaching the middle of January. I can tell you this, we will have a better pattern for southern snow in January. What we're looking at here is almost 300 hours out, so the odds of this happening are very, very little. Take this with a large grain of salt, like I always say. I mean, if we were to see this exact case scenario play out, we'd see snow in Alabama, Atlanta, maybe 6 inches in Charlotte, a foot through Virginia. Again, will we see this exact thing happen? Absolutely not. But different models do keep throwing this scenario out there in different ways. So if you are a snow lover in the south, this is an exciting time, like I said, with the outlook and with these different signals we're getting. So I hope for your guys' sake this happens, but it's still up in the air. Don't believe any model this far out. Alrighty guys, I appreciate you watching this video. If you like this type of content, feel free to throw me a follow. You can leave any questions or concerns down in the comments and I'll do my best to respond to everyone. I am back to my normal setup, so I'll be posting every day and live streaming every night for more than 30 minutes. I'll likely be doing my hour, 2, 3 hour streams, just depending on what I have going on the next day. But I'll see you guys in the next video.